Hello and welcome to another video for Minus Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that is now fairly old, is become quite collectible and becoming harder and harder to find, especially in this mint unopened condition. We are looking at the 2001 release by Vivid Imagination from their Captain Scarlet series of action figures, 12-inch action figures, and these were the Soundtech variety. They're all based on the original 1967 television series Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons, which was a Anderson production, Gerry and Sylvia Anderson production, and it was filmed by their production company Century 21 for ITC Entertainment. And it was the 6th series that the Andersons produced using the electronic marionette puppets, which they called Super Marionation. Now, the show ran for 32 episodes, and each episode was about 25 minutes long, and it aired between 1967 and 1968, originally September 67 to May 1968. And the budget for the complete series was 1.5 million pounds. I say 32 episodes were produced, and basically the Captain Scarlet team, or otherwise known as Spectrum, they went on a Mars mission where they landed on Mars, and during a patrol, Captain Black was one of the members of that expedition, and they found the Mysterons base, and they thought the Mysterons was going to attack them, so they exploded it, blew it up. And from that point on, the Mysterons were dead set on revenge on Earth and destroying Earth and Spectrum. When they got back to Earth, Captain Black became the first Mysteron agent. And this particular figure we're looking at today is of none other than Captain Black as the Mysteron agent. And this is the box that it comes in. And the very top, it says Vivid Imaginations, ages 3 and above. And it says, "This is the voice of the Mysterons. We will take our revenge. Everyone will die." It says, "Try me," features 3 authentic phrases. Press button, which we'll do that in a moment. You've got the Soundtech logo there. And at the bottom, you can see Captain Black as he was prior to being overtaken by the Mysterons. And then it says Captain Scarlet, Captain Black talking action figure. And you've got the Carlton logo. And you've got the 2 Mysteron circles at the bottom there. Okay, that's the front of the box. Let's spin it around and have a look at what we got printed on the back. So I've turned the box around, and this is what we got on the back. So again, it says Captain Scarlet. It says the year is 2068. The Mysterons, sworn enemies of Earth, possess the ability to recreate an exact likeness of an object or person. But first, they must destroy. Leading the fight is one man fate has made indestructible. His name, Captain Scarlet. Captain Black, formerly a Spectrum agent, he was leader of an expedition to Mars where he mistakenly attacked a Mysteron complex, triggering the Mysterons' war against Earth. Black was attacked, killed, and re-traumatized by the Mysterons, and is now their primary and most dangerous agent on planet Earth. He has narrowly escaped capture by Spectrum on many occasions. And it says, look out for Captain Scarlet talking action figure. This is Captain Scarlet, evacuate the area. SIG, I'm all right, my wounds have healed. It's a trap. He's a Mysteron replacement. Captain Scarlet features 3 phrases, it says there. Spectrum Pursuit Vehicle, SPV, features 3 phrases. With working ejector seat and rocket launcher, fires 2 rockets. And then, of course, you've got Spectrum Cloud Base, which features 6 authentic phrases and engine noises. Includes Captain Scarlet and Captain White figures. There we are. So that is the back of the box. I'm just going to turn the box to the side What have we got on the side? Nothing exciting, just says Captain Scarlet at the top, Captain Black talking action figure, and at the bottom you've got an image of Captain Scarlet being tied up by Captain Black, and you've got the Carlton logo at the bottom, and I'm pretty certain it's exactly the same on the other side. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open the box. I'm going to take out the figure. I don't know whether I can take him off the card, but we'll have a good look at that. If we can, we will. And let's have a look to see if he's still functioning after all these years. Okay, so I've removed Captain Black from the box, and this is what we got. So you can see he's still attached to the board. Now, it is all wrapped up on and clipped onto the back with the strapping, so I don't particularly want to remove it. But we can see he's got a lot of articulation. We can see him quite clearly from here, the head there. I wonder if we can... Actually, you know what, I think to make it easier, I'm going to remove him from the actual board. Okay, now that's a lot better. So I have actually removed Captain Captain Black from the packet. And this is Captain Black in front of us. Now, as you can see, he's in his full spectrum uniform, and if we have a zoom in on his face, you can see he's got that Mysteron look about him, where he's almost like he's in a daze all the time. He's got that headset on as well, and that mouthpiece. Incidentally, that mouthpiece goes up and it clips onto the helmet there. If I just take the helmet off and I'll show you in more detail. Let's just zoom out a little bit where we can see. So there's the helmet. You can see that the mouthpiece just moves up and it clips against the visor just along the top there. And then when it goes back on, you can lower it down so that he can talk. So that's the design of that. Just pop that back on his head. So you don't have to have it down. You can have it up like that, or you can have it down if you so wish. But there is Captain Black, and he looks really, really nasty. Looks a real nasty piece of work, probably because of the darkness around his eyes and around his face, where he looks like a 5 o'clock shadow on him. And whereas Captain Black beforehand was very cleanly shaved, didn't look like that at all. Was very had a much more easygoing complex before he was vaporized and turned into a Mysteron agent. Okay, so that's Captain Black's face. It does look tremendous, and there he is in his full Spectrum uniform. He's got his Spectrum badge on his sleeve just there, and there's also one on the other sleeve. You can just see it there. And then he's got his belt on there with his holster, which is just on the side there. His pistol is in the box still, and down there he is, his trousers, all the way down to his Spectrum boots. Okay, so that is the front. Let's just turn him round and let's have a look at him from the back. And again, let's start at the top. And there's his head, the back of his head, together with his back of the cap. And there's his top jacket and his rank pips on the top of the shoulder there, designating captain. And down he goes, back of his belt there, and down to his trousers and the back of his boots. Okay, and incidentally, the voice box is in the back here, so if you need to change the batteries, you just open up the back of his clothing there, and again his jumpsuit underneath. If I can open that up, and there you can see the battery compartment is in there. See where the screw is? Well, that's the batteries. So you just unscrew that screw and you can change the batteries. Now, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. In fact, before we do that, before we press the buttons, I just want to show you the other accessories that come with the figure. So you've got Captain Black's binoculars there. Again, they go around his head. You've got the strap that goes around his head, or it can go on his shoulder. You've got his rifle there as well, and there's also his pistol, and his pistol does fit comfortably in his holster on the side of his belt there. Okay, so that is the accessories that come with him. Right, let's have a look and let's press Captain Black's buttons and let's see if he still speaks. Okay, so his button is on his chest unit just here, and if I press that, this is the voice of the Mysterons. We will take our revenge. Everyone will die. Well, well, there you can see that he's still working. The batteries, well, they seem to all be okay, and considering it's 24 years old, that's surprising, but the batteries appear to be working all okay. The buttons are, as with all of these figures, the buttons did go a little bit stiff, so you do have to press the button fairly hard to make him talk. So it's not that hard, but it's not just a tap. You have to press the button in so that the voice talks. But yeah, that was pretty common with these figures. It happened to pretty much all of them. I think it was just the design of the press button, the voice box, that it just needed a fairly hard press. Or the button, it may be just the button's got a little bit stiff over the years. After 25 years, you know, what do you expect? But other than that, let's get some measurements of Captain Black himself. So, Captain Black is exactly 12 inches, 30 centimetres tall. If we measure across him, he's 9 centimetres across his arms there, which is probably the widest point. And depth-wise, well, across his chest, I suppose, is going to be the widest, which is 5 centimetres. So that gives you an idea of the size of him. He does look absolutely awesome, I must admit. Really, really good figure. And these figures were very good at the time. I mean, articulation probably wasn't the best on these. So we've got the tops of the arms. The elbows and the hands do not move. They are statutory. But the shoulders move up and down. The head obviously moves from side to side, and you can spin his head all the way around if you wanted to. You've got the movement of the hat, and you've got the movement of the microphone. The legs go up and down and move from side to side. The waist does not turn. The knee joints do not move, and the feet, well, you can position the feet. They don't move, but you can position them. So because it's kind of like soft rubber on the bottom of the feet, that you can adjust them slightly, but they don't really move. So the articulation is quite poor, really. So you've got the head, the 2 arms, and the tops of the legs. That's it. So there's only 5 points of articulation on these figures. But I suppose for the time, 25 years ago, they probably was about all the articulation that they wanted to give for the price that they were manufacturing them for, I'd imagine. Other than the articulation, the figure is fantastic. It looks very, very much like Captain Black from the original television series. The uniform is absolutely spot on. The quality is good. And obviously, apart from the voice box button gets a little bit hard or sticky, the voice box functions perfectly. Requires 3 of the small flat batteries, little round calculators style watch style batteries. But they are replaceable. It tells you, I think, on the box what the batteries are. And it shows you how to replace them if necessary, as I showed you when we undone the back of his jacket. But other than that, it's awesome. These figures are great. I mean, the playability probably wasn't the best because of the articulation. But yeah, I mean, I just think they display so well. And if you are a fan of Captain Scarlet, and you had the others to go with it, they would just look absolutely awesome. I think there was only 3 in the series. So you had Captain Black, Captain Scarlet and Captain Blue were the 3 12-inch ones. It's a shame they didn't do any of the others in the 12-inch range. It would be nice to have the Angels or Colonel White or even Lieutenant Green. That would have been awesome. But yeah, they only produced the 3 in these large Soundtech ones. So the question is, how well did they do? Well, I'm guessing they've done okay. Obviously, the 12-inch figures never appear to be as popular as the smaller ones, and obviously they've done the range of the 3 3/4 inch or 4-inch figures. And obviously the 4-inch figures were a lot cheaper than the 12-inch figures. And obviously these were the Soundtech ones, so these had the talking voices as well. So these ones were quite expensive in comparison. Maybe that's the reason why they only produced the 3, and maybe that's the reason why there wasn't as many produced as the smaller figures. So I think probably because of the cost involved and the playability. Obviously for children it's easier for them to hold the smaller figures than it is to hold a large 12-inch figure. So I'm guessing that's the reason why they didn't sell as many as the smaller figures. Personally, I think these figures are fantastic. I would have loved to have had the whole range of the 12-inch figure, 12-inch Soundtech talking figures. Would have been absolutely awesome, and they would look fantastic in a display. In my display, I've only got Captain Scarlet and Captain Black. I don't have a Captain Blue, but at some point or other, I dare say I will find one and add him into the display. Yeah, I mean, they're just absolutely fantastic figures. Now, let's move forward 25 years, or 24 years, I should say to be exact, to 2025, which is where we are today. Now, do these figures come up very often on the platforms? Well, they still appear from time to time, not as often as they used to. You used to be able to pick these up very easily on the platforms. But obviously, as the years moved on, people that have bought them and the people that have got them, they've either got them on display or they've got them, in a cabinet and will keep them sealed in the box. So they don't nowadays. They don't come up very often. I think I did look on the platforms, and I think I found a couple of Captain Scarlet and one Captain Black. I don't think I found any Captain Blue. But I'm sure they still pop up from time to time. You just got to be patient and wait and look if you are using a platform. But also, as I always say, be careful if you're ordering on a platform. Couple of reasons is a lot of them are selling used items. So if someone's interpretation of very good could be someone else's interpretation of acceptable. So just be a bit careful, and if you are buying used, just have a good read of the description of the used item and have a good look at the pictures of the used item. Some of the platforms use stock photographs and stock descriptions, so if there's no new available and it's got used only, click the used link and see what is actually being offered as used. Otherwise, you could think you're ordering a brand new sealed figure and you end up with a loose figure, missing bits, not working or what have you. So just be careful because it's very, very common that happens. We hear a lot of our customers tell us about stories they've had buying stuff from the platforms. Or alternatively, you don't need to go for that rigmarole. You can come to us at Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles, where this particular figure, along with a few of the other ones, Captain Scarlet, we have as well, a couple of each in actual fact, and they are currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Gerry Anderson items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful old Captain Black, Captain Scarlet action figure with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next video. So bye for now.